Alright, let's keep this review train rolling. Here with Brian Azzarello's Joker, and art by Lee Bergimio. Oh my god. I will not spoil a thing in this comic. Well, anything major. This gets epic awesome from me. First off, let me set the record straight because I just learned this a couple weeks ago. When I was watching Blows Himself Up dude review on his channel, when he did a review on this comic, see, when I first bought this book, people kept telling me, "Oh, it's like a sequel to Dark Knight." That's what people kept telling me. Then I found out that this comic book, after watching his channel, that this comic book was in production 5 years before Dark Knight was still in production, and I think the scars and the makeup and how Joker looked in this comic was the inspiration to how to make Heath Ledger's Joker. So there we go. So there you go. Right now, this Joker, Brian Azzarello's Joker, is not the sequel to the Dark Knight. If anything, it's more or less what Dark Knight is based off of, in my opinion. Anyway, it tells more or less the story of this Gotham thug named Johnny Frost, who more or less has been kicked around most of his life. He's been in jail 5 times. And he got out of prison 6 months ago, and he wants to be a big name. And how does he do it? He first starts off by giving a ride to the Joker after they release him from Arkham Asylum, and then Joker says after getting some crew together, like Killer Croc, who is basically a thug with a skin condition out here, and I like that variation of Croc, actually, of making Croc a thug, because that's all he is in the regular comics, a thug with a skin condition, and this is probably the most human variation of him. But anyway, we also get to see Harley Quinn. I got a little weird question. Harley does not talk in this comic at all. I'm serious. This Harley Quinn does not talk in this comic at all. I mean, she makes facial expressions, and she hangs off the Joker, but she doesn't talk. And she's not a psychiatric doctor. She's more or less a stripper. Which is okay with my book. Just keeping it real, guys. Anyway, as the comic book progresses, we just see more and more of Johnny's point of view as he's telling this story, and the artwork just helps this comic book along so well. It just fits the narrations so freaking well. Another thing that kind of confuses me is the guy who's basically the Penguin in this comic. He's called Abner, not Oswald. Oops, sorry, dropped the book. Yes, I am reading the book. There are some funny parts that give you a little chuckle, like when Joker's talking to the Penguin, and he goes, "Feel my muscle," and he's reaching for Joker's arm, and he goes, "Not this one." And Killer Croc's arm goes around Penguin's neck, and he goes, "That one." So I thought that was funny. And this Joker, it's not really that funny. It's scary. Like, you don't know what this guy's really gonna do, and it just makes you feel tense. But it does have. This is a great crime. This feels like a good old story of noir, of a good crime noir story. It's just an all-out wow. And you just want to know what happens, and right up until the end. And Batman is only at the tail end. But I gotta talk real quick about the Riddler. I like this variation of the Riddler. He looks like a freaking pimp. And this actually is how I think how I'd like to see him if he's going to be, if they put him in the third Batman movie. That's how I'd like to see how I'd like to see the Riddler. This big pimp, and it actually kind of does look. This character does almost look like Johnny Depp. Maybe they're foreshadowing. I don't know. Just saying an opinion. And I do love that he's, this big flashy drug peddler. That's just an awesome variation of the Riddler. Let's see what else they got on here. Two-Face basically runs the town runs all of Gotham. He's basically the crime lord. It would have made more sense to me if it was, Black Mask, but they're probably going for the major characters. But all right, I can still roll with it. There's another cool part where Two-Face is reaching for his phone, and then Joker swipes at his wrist, and he goes, "What the hell did you do to me, Joker?" And Joker shows him his hand. It all has little pieces of glass or razor or whatever, and is embedded in his finger. And he goes, "Not much." So I thought that was cool. I thought that was cool. And the character of Johnny Frost, you actually feel for this character in so many ways. You feel bad for him because you actually pity him. I actually felt physical pity for this guy for choosing this road. And just following along the Joker. I'm pretty sure you go crazy as well. I do not have no big complaints, no big gripes, except it's just a little minor nitpick, and that's not even going to lower the rating for me. It's just if you haven't read this comic, go to your comic book shop or bookstore and pick it up now, because you will not be disappointed. Just a fantastic story. Just a great book. Great graphic novel. Brian Azzarello, freaking awesome in this book. Books, epic awesome, as I said before. And that's really all I had to say, so we're going to move on to the next comic book review. Alright. And I'll see you next vid.